Alright, hello citizens of the Nigelverse. It is Nige here once again, and this is going to be another tier list video. So, even though the month of September, aka my birth month, aka my childhood month, is winding down, I figured I'd sneak in one last tier list. For those of you who know me, you know I adore the Lego games. They're fun, they're colorful, they're exciting. They are meant for a younger demographic, but I've been playing them ever since I was a very young kid. And so I figured because I love them so much, I'd go ahead and rank every single Lego game I've played. So this is every single Lego game I've played. Now, this may seem like quite a bit, but compared to how many Lego games, A, that are actually out there, and B, that I actually own but haven't played, this isn't every Lego game I own, but this is every Lego game I've played. In fact, this technically isn't every single Lego game I own, and you'll understand what I mean when I say that. But yeah, so I figured it wouldn't really be fair to just rank them as me owning them but not playing them because I haven't actually played them, so it'd be kind of pointless. But nonetheless, this is every single Lego game I own here in the tier list. So we've got our games, and then we have our tiers here. So in the top tier is Golden Brick, meaning it is a very fun, very solid, very awesome Lego game. And then we have A tier, which is still really good, but not enough for the Golden Brick, unfortunately. And Golden Bricks, of course, is one of the main collectibles of the Lego games. But then we have B tier, which is kind of the middle ground, not great, not horrible, but good or serviceable. Then we have C tier, which is almost at the bottom, one or two things keeping it out of the bottom of the barrel. And then at the bottom we have Craggled, in a reference to the Lego movie The Craggle, of course, the Crazy Glue, which will come up on this list. But without further ado, let's get right into it. So starting with actually the first Lego game I ever had, and that was Lego Batman the video game. So on Christmas of 2008 is actually when I got this game, and I played the crap out of it, and I loved this game. I used to play it. I had it for the PS2. I played it all the time with my younger sister, or we would play it, and just had quite a bit of fun with it. And it's very colorful, very fun, based off the Batman IP, which is how it was for a while, at least until we would get later on into the Lego DC universe, as that was how it was like expanding and stuff. But yeah, so Batman IPs. I loved also. You're able to play as both heroes and villains, both with dedicated stories, which I thought was really cool. Finding a lot of Batman's rogue gallery, including the likes of the Riddler, the Penguin, Killer Moth, Mr. Freeze, and of course the Joker. I do like how it was divvied up into 5 subsets. It wasn't like later Lego games where it was just one interconnected, interwoven story, and then you got to the end, you had the major conclusion, and instead it was almost kind of like 15 separate little mini stories, because you had 15 levels, and each level had a boss at the end of the level that you fought. So and the same with the villain story. Which it was awesome that they had a villain. There was free roam. It wasn't quite as big as the later Lego games would get, but it did have both the Batcave and a part of Wayne Manor. The Batcave part of Wayne Manor for the hero side, but then also it had Arkham Asylum for the villain side. So because of that, it was really awesome. So this one, maybe it's for nostalgia. Like the graphics on like seeing some of the character models and stuff, not all of them age the best, but you know what? Maybe it's because that special place in my heart. I'm gonna put this one in Golden Brick. Like this one, this game was fantastic, big part of my childhood, and and I wonder if they'll ever go back to simply the Lego Batman IP. Whether they may continue like the Lego DC stuff, but I wonder if they'll get back into the Lego Batman IP, just like as a standalone IP. But yeah, so that was really really awesome. And then next up is the DS version. Now, I debated whether or not to put some like these like DS as and or handheld versions in this game as well. In this tier list, I should say as well. Oh, mostly because it is technically the same game, but it's not really because the DS version is a lot more scaled down, which makes sense. You know, it's the DS console. Also, it was a lot more scaled down, a lot more compressed. They essentially had to compress it in mobile form for, of course, the DS, and so they couldn't fully get everything in there, or they had to change some stuff around. Oh, and you even had some characters that were in like the console version that you had for the DS version, and the DS version I also got for Christmas, but I got it like much later than the console version. But that was pretty cool as well, playing the DS version, having like a version to play on mobile. Well, that and not all the abilities. Some of the abilities were there carried over from the console version. The rest has weren't, unfortunately. But yeah, so compressed as it was, I still think it was pretty cool and pretty decent. It's been a while since I played the DS version, admittedly, but yeah. So this one, I think, we do have to keep in mind like the hardware and stuff it was built for, and the devices that these games were built for. That is something that we do have to keep in mind. But keeping that in mind, you know, I think I'll go with A. I think I will go with A. My gut's telling me to go with A for the DS version of Lego Batman. Still very serviceable. Well, also, I should mention like what we're grading in terms of criteria here. So we're grading how fun it is the amount of characters, or story that the game has, the soundtrack, which in the parts of like the Lego Batman games was kind of cheating, because they used the Danny Elfman soundtrack, the one they used for the Batman movie from 1989. That's kind of cheating, because that soundtrack is phenomenal. But yeah, so we're grading it based off of that criteria. Alright, hey, so next up is Lego Batman 2 DC Superheroes. So, the other Lego Batman game that I got for Christmas. So, I got this one in Christmas of 2008, but I got Lego Batman 2 in Christmas of 2012. And this one definitely changed the game. The first Lego game in a while, that is, but they're treating it like the first ever, so I'll let them have it. But the first ever Lego game with talking minifigures, with actual voice acting. But this time around, not just Batman, but other DC superheroes, as the name would suggest, as heroes like Superman, or like the rest of the Justice League, like Green Lantern and Cyborg and Aquaman and Wonder Woman, and definitely going all out with this game. And seeing Superman and seeing him able to fly, the fact that you're able to fly in this game, heat vision, freeze breath, at a much bigger Gotham City map, the fact that you were able to fly all over it with Superman, and his theme playing when you flew around with him, yes please, sign me up. All kinds of good stuff. And continuing with the soundtrack from the 1989 Batman movie here. So this one, I also got to put it in gold brick. It's still also really solid. But then next up, we have the DS version of Lego Batman 2 DC Superheroes. And similar in vein to this one, being like a condensed version of this, as although it also did stay pretty close to home, and having the exclusive characters once again, including And obviously because it's DC superheroes, now having even more like exclusive characters throughout the rest of the DC franchise, such as Green Arrow or Red Hood, but even a couple characters such as like Shazam, who would wound up being DLC for Lego Batman 2 on console. We essentially got for free basically for the DS version. And the reason I put /3DS because I did end up getting the 3DS version at some point. I don't remember if I got this game specifically for a Christmas, but I did still have it. So this one is also, I think this one I'll also put in a just like a DS counterpart, or able to condense it. They did a really good job with condensing it. But then next up is Lego Batman 3. I'm kind of breaking tradition here because I didn't get this game for Christmas. I actually got it while I was out and about one day with my church youth group. We were at Walmart and I happened to pick up Lego Batman 3. But I actually had this game for the Wii U. So it's worth mentioning these two games are actually Lego Batman had for the PS2, Lego Batman 2 actually had for the Wii, and then Lego Batman 3, and a lot of these other games, except for, if I mention otherwise, this game, Lego Batman 3, I had for the Wii U, and this game was all kinds of awesome. The last Lego game, Lego Batman game that is actually it is the last Lego Batman game now that I think about it, but also like the last like Lego DC game, I guess I'll put it that way, to have like the special suits. So in these two games you had the special suits for Batman and Robin. This game also had it, but it didn't have it traditionally to where like you had to find like the circle pad within the level. Instead, this time around, once you got like the icon for the special suit, it stayed with you the rest of the game. That was super helpful, and had a lot more character. There's a lot of returning favorites from Lego Batman 2 this time around, as it delves even deeper into the DC lore. This time around, it had the different Lantern Corps, and it fit into the story as well. I forgot to mention Lego Batman 2. Its overall story is that the Joker and Lex Luthor have teamed up to take down Batman and Superman, but this game, Brainiac is trying to take over, and they show a little teaser at the end of Lego Batman 2 showing that Brainiac would be the next major villain for this game, and he was. And so the heroes essentially have to team up with the villains to take down Brainiac. And something they kind of did as well in Injustice 2, but here they pull it off, and you get the different Lantern Corps helping out as well, so that was pretty cool. Previously it was just Green Lantern and Sinestro, but now this time you have like the Indigo Lantern. You have like Indigo 1 or Star Sapphire or Saint Walker or Larfleeze / Agent Orange. Just going all out. Now the open world aspect is kind of weird. Pretty much taking a step backwards and forwards at the same time. What do I mean by that? This time around, it did have different areas that were kind of constricted, kind of like the first Lego Batman game. But there were several of them, and there were some like big areas. They had the Lantern Planets, they had the Batcave, and they had the Hall of Justice, and the Watchtower, or the satellite watchtower that's in space that the Justice League used, especially in like the Justice League TV show. So you were able to explore those, which was really cool. But yeah, so overall, really solid, and having a really interesting cast of characters, even like Conan O'Brien and Daffy Duck as the Green Lantern even showed up. It's too bad we didn't get Duck Dodgers in the game as well, but we did get Green Lantern, so that's kind of has to count for something. And a lot of people feel kind of mixed about this game, which is understandable, but this one, I think, Yeah, I'm gonna have to put in Golden Brick. It, honestly, truth be told, now that I think about it, a lot of these are probably gonna go in like these two tiers. There's not gonna be very many in these last three here, but a lot of childhood memories. He's may or may not be clouding my judgment, admittedly, but it's still pretty fun. Like especially with a lot of stuff it brought to the table. Even had the 1960s Batman with Adam West and Burt Ward, or more so just Adam West, like voicing himself, and he appeared as himself in like the In Peril characters. And it did change things up where instead of like what they did with this game and with Lego Batman 2, where either you fought like the villains to unlock the villain characters, or you found various gold brick doors after collecting a set amount of gold bricks in the previous Lego game. In Lego Batman 2, this time around, you help characters with various tasks, and you unlock the characters. And it did have various DLCs, such as like the Batman Beyond pack and stuff like the DCEU, like the Dark Knight Trilogy pack as well. So, actually, I don't think DC or I'm trying to think which one was like the DCEU pack. I think that might have been a later game we'll talk about, but nevertheless, we have Lego Batman 3 Beyond Gotham for the 3DS. Yes, I had the 3DS version, and I think this is like one of the first games I got when I first got my 3DS, because I don't think I had the Wii U yet. So kind of working backwards, I had this version of the game before this one, and so. This one, again, condensed version of this one. Not quite as much bang for your buck in terms of like mobile exclusivity as opposed to like this one. Unlike these ones where it had a lot of like exclusive characters, this one didn't have as many, but I think it still did it okay for the most part. Just like a very condensed version of this. So this one, I think I will put in B, but that's not really a bad thing. And I think it still worked pretty cool and was really nice for the most part. Then next up is going to be Lego DC Super Villains. So this game I actually got for my Nintendo Switch, and this was like one of the first games I got for my Nintendo Switch when I first got my Nintendo Switch. But this game was pretty cool. Well, don't know if I quite enjoyed it as much as the other games, but an interesting concept. This time around, the heroes are captured, so the villains take center stage and run amok throughout pretty much everywhere. But now a new group of heroes, the Justice Society, show up, and you think they're heroes, but they're actually villains. And so the villains have to stop the actual villains, the Justice Society. So the DC villains have to stop the actual villains. And it is nice and progressive throughout these games to see the progression from characters that were kind of just like bonus characters and kind of like almost, I don't want to say nothing characters, but kind of like miscellaneous characters that you just unlocked just traveling throughout the world, to now taking center stage. Is a pretty cool upgrade. But yeah, so this one, the suits are gone, and the suits have been gone for quite a bit. Like the special suits for characters like Batman and Superman and like Cyborg, Joker, Lex Luthor, etc. Instead, the characters have like their natural abilities and stuff, which is pretty cool. But yeah, so Lego DC Supervillains. And another one of the major gimmicks for this game is that you're able to create your own character, and they're essentially a villain as well. And you can unlock different actually I dropped something. You can unlock different abilities for them as you progress the game, and ultimately you can either, and it's almost inconsequential, you can either become a hero or stay with the villains. And at the end of the game, but they also had DLC for this game as well, such as like the Batman Animated Series pack and stuff like that. So this one, I think it's still pretty cool. I think I'll still put it in a pretty cool concept. Now next up is Lego Marvel Superheroes. I think we're like done with the games that I got for like Christmas. Yeah, we're done with the Christmas games. We do have a couple more games I got for special occasions, but otherwise the rest I either just got or like bought myself or at some point. But Lego Marvel Superheroes. We need another Lego Marvel game. Like, it's been, the last one we got was Lego Marvel Superheroes 2. But Lego Marvel Superheroes here are really awesome, especially now that the minifigures could talk. Showing various superheroes throughout Marvel and various parts of Marvel lore, such as the Avengers, the Fantastic Four, the X-Men, and all kinds of villains as well, such as Doctor Doom and Dormammu and Doctor Octopus and Green Goblin, and just all kinds of cool stuff here. And sadly, this is before the big figures could fly. Like this one, I think this one like introduced big figures like the Hulk and the Thing, as you can see on the box art here, or like the art here. They were able to fly by the time we got to like Lego Batman 3 and Lego DC Supervillains, because Lego Marvel Superheroes actually came out before these two. But yeah, so but still having like big figures and even like characters like the Hulk, who could transform between the Hulk and Bruce Banner, are really awesome stuff. We need another Lego Marvel game, and sadly, because of like licensing and stuff, the last so far, like the last Marvel game to, or I should say the only Marvel game, because there's only really been 3. The last Marvel game aimed to have like the Fantastic Four or the X-Men. I want them to make a comeback, but yeah, Lego Marvel Superheroes. It is definitely a gold break. It was all kinds of fun. Loved that game so much. But next up is Lego Marvel Superheroes Universe in Peril. This is the mobile version of Lego Marvel Superheroes. So this one I actually had before this version. So I actually got this for one of my birthdays because this was when I had my DS. Sadly, nowhere near as fun as its main console counterpart. Like these ones were condensed and still held their own, not Universe in Peril. Compared to like the console version, Universe in Peril sadly can't compare, or especially because the levels were a lot shorter. They weren't like one-to-one comparison. They usually were kind of broken up into different sections, like they would do in like the level and the main level throughout the game for Lego Marvel Superheroes. This time you had kind of mini levels. They were broken up into different subsets based off the level, but yeah. But then also, this game committed a very heinous cardinal sin. It had a game over. Yes, that's right. You heard me correctly. So, well, the gimmick with the Lego games is if you die or like lose all your hearts, you respawn with all your hearts. It does lead you to going into infinite death loops, but you do respawn with all your hearts. But this time around, when you die in this game, in Universe in Peril, Lego Marvel Superheroes Universe in Peril, you get a game over. You gotta redo the whole level again. I think you get like different lives and stuff, but otherwise, you gotta redo the whole level. You gotta do it all over again. Why? Whose idea was that? Instead of like a 1-to-1 comparison like we saw with the other Lego games, no, instead this one has a game over and like lives and stuff, and that is and it did have like different challenges to help you unlock like different characters and different costumes, and there were a few like exclusive characters just like the other mobile versions of the other Lego games, but in my opinion it was not worth it. This one, I wouldn't call it the absolute pits, because it did have some stuff going for it, but this one, this one I'll put in C. Like, I thought about putting in Craggled, but I don't think it's that bad. It is like very annoying, like having like the lives and stuff, but and I get it, they had to condense it and everything, but yeah, that was a major turn off for me, and I was scared because of that. Like I was younger, but for some reason I was still scared. I'm like, oh no, that's gonna be the console version. Don't tell me we got lives in Lego games now. But thankfully the console version doesn't have lives. Instead, it's the normal where when you lose all your hearts, you just respawn. But this game, no siree, it's game over. But next up, we have Lego Marvel Avengers. For a while, I didn't want to get this game because I thought that the roster would be a lot smaller because it essentially was going to be based off of the Marvel movies that came out to this point, and so well, pretty much like the running story is through not just the first two Avengers movies, but then also kind of like the side movies, like the solo movies. He's sadly none like Thor or First Avenger, Captain America, or Iron Man 1 and 2, but more so Iron Man 3, Thor the Dark World, and Captain America Winter Soldier. So I thought, oh no, the roster's going to be a lot smaller because the roster for this game is big. The roster for this game is huge. The roster for this game is big. The roster for this game is... It was big back then. and same with this one. But I thought, oh no, they're going to shrink the roster. But nope, but I was dead wrong, and I'm glad to be dead wrong. I eventually got it for the Wii U. And it did have quite a few characters. It was pretty much more of a celebration of everything Avengers. Just the main story would be based off the MCU Avengers canon up until Age of Ultron. But so there was plenty of characters and stuff, and a lot of environments to explore. Like this one on the Lego Marvel games, this one didn't have a free roam, but this one, the free roam areas that you got were New York City and the Helicarrier. But here in Lego Marvel Avengers, you got New York City, you got Washington D.C., you got Asgard, you got South Africa, you got all kinds of like places from the movies, the Marvel movies. You even got like Malibu. You even had like the whole Shield base, not even the Helicarrier. You had the Helicarrier obviously, but you also had like the whole Shield base this time around, which was really cool. But yeah, so it was pretty fun in that regards. The story, how it's set up, following the movies, but it is kind of weird because like the first level, which is kind of the tutorial level, getting to know the characters, it starts off with like the opening scene from Avengers: Age of Ultron, where they're like fighting, where they're taking over the Hydra base. They're destroying the Hydra base and stuff, infiltrating the Hydra base, what have you, and then it shows the plot of the first Avengers movie, and then it jumps back to Avengers: Age of Ultron, which was really weird. Even back then, that was really weird. I'm like, why'd they start off with that? And these games, Lego Marvel Superheroes and Lego Marvel Avengers, actually 100%ed. And I remember, especially after I got the PS4 versions, because I also got these for PS4. When I got the PS4 versions, and like I would just throw the game on, turn the volume off, just listen to music while I just roam through the map, completing obstacles and stuff to get like all the characters and everything in 100% these games, and I platinumed them as well. But yeah, so this one on it proved me wrong, and it proved me wrong in a major way. Now, breaking tradition for this one, I didn't have the DS version of Lego Marvel's Avengers, but seeing how it is, I didn't really miss much. So don't know if I liked it quite as much as Lego Marvel Superheroes, but I still really liked it. So it is going in A tier for me. Next up is Lego Marvel Superheroes 2. So this game is pretty fun for the most part. And this time it's like one giant massive world. It doesn't have like the different locales, but it has like the giant world with several. It's pretty much like several different environments and levels, essentially bundled into one, because the main villain and thus the main story is Kang and his city, his very futuristic city of Chronopolis. It's in how he's bringing all these worlds together. So you got all these characters like Spider-Gwen, Spider-Man 2099, pretty much Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness before it was cool. Or like Into the Spider-Verse before it was cool. In fact, I think this Actually, I think this was 1 year before Into the Spider-Verse, but yeah, it was a lot of fun playing with a lot of these characters. There's such as like the Guardians of the Galaxy, who have returned from Lego Marvel Superheroes. But some returning characters who didn't quite make Lego Marvel Avengers did return, or you had some other returning favorites, and like all different kinds of characters from all different like subgenres and stuff, of or like sub franchises within Marvel canon, all coming together for this game. And of course some familiar faces such as like Iron Man, Captain America. So this one was a lot of fun. So this one, I think I'll put this one in. Yeah, I think I'll put it in A. It was still really cool. Next up though is going to be Lego Star Wars: The Force Awakens, and so I got in this one for the Wii U. It was alright. Pretty much following like the plot of the Lego Star Wars, or not Lego Star Wars, but the Star Wars movie, The Force Awakens. Man, I cannot think today. So, and I actually got this game and played it before I watched like the prequel movies, because I watched all the Star Wars movies last year for the channel. So if you haven't already, go check out those reviews. And I did a retrospective on them as well, and I've like bundled them up in compilation type videos as well. So go check those out. But yeah, so I played it. It was okay for the most part, probably because I wasn't really into Star Wars, but yeah. So but it was still okay for the most part, and like open worlds and stuff. So still quite a bit to do. So this one I think I'll put in B. But then next up is Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga. So I have this game for my Switch, and now I'm going into now when I bought this game and started playing it, I actually haven't finished it yet, but but so far it is still really cool. Pretty much following the movies, and I do like that you can play them in whatever order you want. Like you can start with the original trilogy, or you can start with the prequel trilogy, or you can start with the sequel trilogy, which I think was a pretty nice, pretty smart move. Well, pretty much wherever you began in Star Wars canon, you can start from. Me personally, I decided to watch the movies in the order that I watched them. I decided to start the levels, I should say, and stuff in the order that I watched the movies. So that being original, prequels, sequel movies. But seeing them and seeing how it pretty much goes through the entire movie, it doesn't have like dedicated levels and stuff quite like the other games. Instead, that you pick a movie and you just play through the plot of that movie and you keep going from there and stuff, which I think is pretty cool. Well, you can travel to different planets and stuff. I think is pretty cool. Well, it is awesome that they were able to squeeze all the movies in there. And yes, you can see by the omissions, I didn't play the OG Lego Star Wars games, which for a lot of people was like their introduction to Lego games, was like the Lego Star Wars games. Sadly, I didn't, but I'm making up for it. I'm trying to make up for it with this game. But this game so far, I think right now, at the time of this recording, I'm smack dab in the middle of Attack of the Clones, and so I gotta finish that at some point. But so far, I think I'll give it an A. I think I will give it an A there. Then next up is the Lego Movie video game. So right off the bat, what I'm about to say isn't gonna have any bearing on the game, because that wouldn't really be fair. But the Lego Movie is probably one of my favorite movies. Like, hey, it's funny, it's colorful, it teaches some nice lessons. Like making fun of not just like Legos, but almost everything. And the fact that it's a kid's imagination and chock full of references and all kinds of humor. The Lego Movie is a fun movie, but it's not really the greatest game. Like this game I also had for the Wii U. Well, I had quite a few of these for the Wii U, but with the Lego Movie video game, compared to the other games, I just wasn't really a fan of it. Like it mimics like the movements and stuff and like kind of style of the movie, but sadly, I don't think it translated as well to video games as they were maybe hoping for. Or so this one, unfortunately, not really a big fan of it. And apparently the Lego Movie video game 2 is even worse, unfortunately, which sucks because the Lego Movie 2 is another movie I really like. But this one, I think, this one I gotta put in C. Then next up is Lego City Undercover. Sadly, I feel like in terms of like Lego games and stuff, this one from a lot of people will sadly kind of flew under the radar, which sucks because it's a pretty solid game. Again, had this for the Wii U. It actually originally came out on the Wii U. They had a 3DS version, but I didn't have the 3DS version. And I know they remastered it for the PS4 and the Switch and stuff. Do I want to get it remastered? I'm not entirely sure yet, but this game was pretty cool. It didn't have like 2 players or like multiple or even like cooperative play. You essentially played as the one person, that being Officer Chase McCain, and trying to capture his rival Rex Fury. He a lot of humor and stuff, keeping the game going, and a lot of fun like ideas and stuff, especially with like super builds and stuff like that. But otherwise, I sadly don't think I like it quite as much as the other ones, but I think it's still okay for the most part. So, Lego City Undercover, I'm gonna put in B. Then next up is Lego The Incredibles. Now, thankfully, I'll give it this. The way they structured the story of the game as well, kind of irked me. They started with The Incredibles 2 and then the first Incredibles movie. He pretty much, in a similar vein to what like Lego Marvel Avengers did, where the story is pretty much like Lego The Incredibles, where the story is pretty much the movies. But at least this one, when they started with Incredibles 2, they continued with Incredibles 2. So I'll at least give them that. But otherwise, it is still a pretty fun game. Getting not only a lot of characters from the Incredibles universe, there's not just like the regular Incredibles family, that being, of course, the Power family, Mr. Incredible, Elastigirl, Violet, Dash, and Jack. But also getting other heroes, that the families interact with, such as Frozone, which you can see up here, or like the heroes that were in The Incredibles 2, but also other heroes who may or may not have passed on who were friends with the Incredibles and stuff. People like Thunderhead or Dynaguy. So seeing them here in the game was pretty cool. But also having other Disney like Pixar characters, such as like Lightning McQueen or Dory, or Woody or Sully. Seeing those types of characters was pretty cool as well. Almost makes it feel like Disney Infinity Lego Edition, which I think is a pretty nice touch. It is weird. Like it does have like a loot crate type system, which is really weird and off-put a lot of people. So I will have to dock it on that. But otherwise, I think it's pretty cool. So Lego The Incredibles, I'm gonna put in B. And then last but not least, we have Bionicle Heroes. Now, out of all the Lego games, I actually no longer have this game. I bought it from GameStop. It was really cheap. I bought it for the PS2, and sadly I found out why. Also, worth mentioning, just for sake of consistency, Lego The Incredibles I actually had for PS4, but this game I had for PS2. But this game, like, the few minutes I played of it, it was pretty boring. And I know. A lot of people love Bionicle. A lot of people really like Bionicle. Sadly, I didn't collect Bionicles as a kid, but I know a lot of people really liked it. But sadly, the game, I felt, was pretty dull. Maybe I should play it again now I'm older, but for now, sadly, you are gonna have to get Craggled. Bionicle Heroes. Was not a fan of it. Didn't look the best. The gameplay was kind of eh. And so it is gonna be Craggled. But also keep in mind, these are all my opinions, so if you disagree with any of these, that's totally fine. But that is going to do it for this tier list. So to recap, in Golden Brick we had Lego Batman the video game, Lego Batman 2 DC Superheroes, Lego Batman 3 Beyond Gotham, and Lego Marvel Superheroes. In A tier we have Lego Batman, Legos Batman 1 and 2, who both for handheld, essentially, the DS version, and I think these also, well, at least Lego Batman 2, and 3, for that matter, handheld came out for the PS Vita, but I had the DS version, so I played the DS version. Those, then Lego DC Super Villains, Lego Marvel's Avengers, Lego Marvel Superheroes 2, and then Lego Star Wars The Skywalker Saga. Then B tier we have Lego Batman 3 Beyond Gotham for the 3DS, I should say, Lego Star Wars The Force Awakens, Lego City Undercover, and Lego The Incredibles. In C tier we have Lego Marvel Superheroes Universe in Peril, the Lego Movie video game, and Bionicle Heroes Can Get Craggled. But nevertheless, that's going to do it for this tier list. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please do me a favor, like, comment, subscribe, share it with your friends, turn on post notifications so you know every time I upload a video so you can see as soon as it drops. Let me know in the comments below your thoughts on my rankings and what's your favorite Lego game if you play Lego games. But thank you all so much for watching. I will see you guys later. Peace.